My company has done over $240 million in federal government construction contracts. And today, I'm gonna walk you through a just over $900,000 project at the Indiana Dunes. Let's go.
So this is going to be for Job 173, the Indiana Dunes National Park. Really cool project out there in Gary, Indiana. So you can see here, this is our limits of disturbance, limits of construction. We're going to be working this area. And all these are sand dunes out here. And the government's saying we can have staging, 6 parking spots right here. And what we're doing is there's these little picnic areas. And they're not buildings, but they just have like a roof on them. And we're demolishing the existing ones and building new ones. We're also demoing the concrete, going to be then coming back with new concrete. So we'll be demoing the building, demoing the concrete, coming back with new concrete, coming back with the shelter. 8 of these that we're going to be replacing. Here's another look of the locations here. They're saying this is 1, this is 2, and this is like a bigger like concrete pad here. 3, 4, 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. And these are all like little trails that they got running through the building. Some of the things that they're asking us to do, we got to install a hot coal trash facility here. We're installing the same thing here, installing the same thing here along the pathway. So what people do is they come out here and they barbecue and cook here. The government wants to put like a hot coal trash bin so that when they throw that hot coal in there, it doesn't melt the trash bin. Only things that are going to be removed and replaced is the grills. There's some hot coal trash bins. There's an existing pergola that's going to be removed, not replaced. There's going to be a recycling set container. And this is the go back plan. So you got new concrete pad here, new shelter here, new concrete pad shelter, new concrete pad shelter. And this is that double area, bigger concrete pad than all the other 3 shelters here. Then you look at description, they spec these out. They said these are what we want specifically. This polygon material here. We're installing a 36-inch foundations in every single one of these columns. So every one of these like little squares here, these are inside of the concrete pad, but these are columns that go down deep into the ground that provide support for the picnic shelter above. So all with 5,000 PSI concrete. Your concrete pad, which is all 6-inch thick concrete, 5,000 PSI concrete. We're installing new grills on the concrete pad. We're installing the new hot coal trash bin. We're installing new recycling and trash containers. We're installing new ADA picnic tables. This is another view of the site. These are the picnic shelters. Kind of see it's just like a roof, steel coming down, but supporting the roof. Air can just flow right through there. A little shade to get out of the sun type of thing. This was an interesting thing for this project. So the government had sent us these foundation drawing concrete installation plans, detail for how they want the concrete to be installed. This is the footings here. You got the footing here, comes down deeper than the slab. And once we got into construction, we reached out to the material supplier that the government had given us, Polygon. They then had a totally different footing design than what the government had put on their drawings. We obviously pursued a change order on that because now all of a sudden we need more steel. They wanted bigger rebar. You can see here they want number 4 bars at 6 inches. Well, the supplier of the shelters are saying, no, you can't install number 5 dowels. They're saying they want number 6 bar, which is the bigger bar, weighs more, costs more, harder to install. So obviously we got a change order from the material supplier, and then we also got a change order from the installer that was installing this. We presented that to the government. So we actually ended up getting a change order on this project. This is where project management comes in as a differentiating factor. If you're not a good project manager, you're not going to catch that, then you're going to have to eat that additional cost. Could mean the difference between you making good money or losing money. Here's some pictures of the project. So you can see here's the finished product, the shelter, picnic shelter. You got your roof, you got your steel coming down. This steel is attached to those footings that we're talking about. Here's the pads that we're talking about. And you can see on each side of the shelter, we got the grills. Project came out clean. You got your roofing, a little closer up look of it. You got your footings. Here's those footings that we're talking about. You see all the saw cutting did to cut in the joints. There's the picnic tables. They're all bolted to the ground. Trash and recycling bins. This is a cool project. You see those pathways. Those pathways I was talking about earlier. These pathways here. This is us pouring the concrete. So this looks like it's green concrete. You know, we got the post in for the grills, stripped the forms. Here's the fellas installing the concrete. Everybody's got the hard hats on, PPE. Here's pictures of the rebar. And this is one of like the smaller areas. Here's the footing. These get done first. Then we pour the slab around the footing. Footing. Indiana sand dunes. These are the fellas putting up the roof, putting up the shelter. Here's just the frame of the shelter up before the roof is on. You're just receiving all the shelters and packaging and the dunnage. This is in that laydown area that we were talking about in the beginning of the project. Staging area. Here's those footings again. Tie those bolts right into the footing. All sand dunes. Here's before we actually poured the stem of the footing. We poured the base first and then we come up with the stem. This is the demo. We did all the demo out there. All the demolition of those existing shelters. Taking those existing shelters, grabbing them, big equipment. This is what those shelters used to look like, the existing ones. You can see there's a big difference. Existing shelter versus the new one. This is the concrete pads that were getting ripped up behind it as well. That's it. This is the Indiana Dunes National Park Picnic Shelter Replacement Project in Gary, Indiana. This is it.